Oh, baloney. The whole thing always gets back to drugs.
Hello, my name is Sandro Graca and I'm a licensed acupuncturist. Welcome to a very, very special series of vlogs where you are going to be getting some information, some behind the scenes, some teasers about something really, really special that is about to happen. So this is actually a very good reason why you need to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, because you really want to make sure that you're one of the first ones to know when we have news to be out there like this. You really want to be the first ones to know. So waiting on the other side of the line is someone who has been on this channel before, and we're going to be talking about stuff that we talked about on this channel before because it's highly, highly recommended. But I don't even know where to start in terms of introducing this guy. Waiting to go on split screen on the other side is Dr. Lorne Brown. He is the clinical director at AcuBalance Wellness Centre in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. You've seen the clinic being featured here in the channel before, because Siobhan and I were extremely lucky to visit the clinic last year and see the whole team working together and how amazingly they actually look after every single patient that walks through their door. And I just want to say hello to everyone who works there. You guys are fantastic. Keep up the great work. It's just phenomenal to actually see you guys in action. It's amazing. But today we're going to be talking about the other side of Dr. Lorne Brown, and that's his platform Medigogy and Prodi seminars, where he makes available lectures from speakers from all over the world, and have always provided amazing opportunities for practitioners to access CUs, PDAs and CPDs by world-renowned lecturers. And we've featured some of these actually here in this channel before, and just as an example, Siobhan and I, we can only say thank you for the amazing opportunities that both Medigogy and Prodi seminars have provided us, and consequently to our patients as well, because the amount of knowledge that we get from it, we can then pass that on to improve our clinics, improve our patient care, and it's just phenomenal. And it doesn't even matter where in the world you are, because all the live webinars, if they're at different time zones, it's okay. You can then watch the recording as well. And if you want an example of the diversity of speakers in Medigogy and Prodi seminars, I'll just give you a quick example that coming up real soon, you'll have Asaf Moore from Israel, and you will have John McDonnell from Australia. And their lectures are actually about something completely different. But I'll let Lorne talk about those because they're coming up real soon. And as I said, they're really diverse, and they're from completely different parts of the world. So let's go to split screen and talk to Dr. Lorne Brown. Welcome, Lorne Brown. Thank you so much for your time, for joining us now. And I know that it's very early there for you, but again, thank you so much for your time. How are you keeping?
I'm keeping great. I've been watching your vlogs and reading your posts, so I'm always enjoying it. I still have my vlogging beard. I don't know how much longer I'll keep it. I'm waiting for you to tell me that I'm no longer the young Jedi and I can go on my own, and then I make clean shave again.
But you're doing well. You're doing well. Your first, I'll leave that for last, but your first vlog that you put out a couple of days ago, that was really good. But we'll talk about that later on. Don't worry about that. Big news about Medigogy and Prodi seminars. I was just saying in the introduction to everyone that for people like Siobhan and I, so far away from lecturers, renowned lecturers all over the world, it's so important to have that platform there that people can access. And even if it's different time zones, they can then just go and watch the recordings. I can only say thank you, because it's been amazing to be able to access these lectures. But I believe that you have something coming up now in September. There's a few special ones coming up.
Yeah, we have several upcoming new live webinars coming up in September and and throughout the rest of 2017. The next one is with a sophomore out of Tel Aviv, Israel, and he's doing treating the ear infections with Chinese medicine. And for those who know Asaf, he runs the Congress in Israel, the ICCM, and he's a passionate practitioner and a really skilled practitioner. He teaches all over Europe. So we're quite fortunate to have him teaching on Pro-D seminars, healthy seminars. And what a great topic, the kids, right? So they respond so well, they're young. And if we can prevent them from having to take antibiotics and to treat them more naturally, then we create healthier adults, so a healthier community. So that's Asaf, and he's on September 9th. And you can look at the time zones on the website and you'll find out what time it is for you. And then we got John McDonald from Australia, and his talk is the Acupuncture Evidence Project. What does this mean for practitioners? Now, John and I have had a couple of conversations because, we said, most people probably, unfortunately, won't find this interesting to register. It's important and it is an interesting topic, but they just don't realize probably how important it is for them to know this material. And I said to John, I think this is really important. He wrote, that paper he put out that's free through the Australian, the ACMA's website on evidence-based acupuncture is fantastic. And I wanted to help spread the word. So we're putting that out there and people can get continuing education credits for that CPD. The reason it's important, because I mentioned it's important and most people don't realize it, is because when it comes to where we are today, it used to be that the church, way back when, the church was the law. If the church said this, if God said this, then people really listened. And the new church is science. If it's in a journal, even if it's bad science, if it's written down in a journal, it has some credibility. So even if you are doing wonderful work in your practice, even if you are skilled, if you're not able to cite some form of best evidence that's out there for what you're doing, it's hard for people to see that, to come in and see you enthusiastically or stick with the treatment. They really need the church, which is now a scientific journal, to say that. What I really love about what John has prepared is, up until now, it's been about what is the, is it an RCT, a random controlled trial, and is it a good study? And he said that where science is going now mainstream, it's not how good the study is, but is it the best that we have thus far? And so a lot of the research on Chinese medicine is not considered high quality. There is high quality studies, but a lot of it is not high quality. And he's sharing how you need to know what's the best evidence that exists, for example, treating back pain. And although it may not be a study that they love, it's the best that's out there, and it's better than standard of care, which is really important. Anyways, I don't want to take what John's going to talk about, but it's so important. If you look at this course, if you know these studies, if you can communicate in a language that your patients understand and referring physicians understand, then your patients are going to have more trust in you, and you're going to have a busier practice, and therefore you can treat more people. So you're not only going to learn the studies, you're going to learn how to understand them and how to communicate to your patients in a language that will give them confidence to see you. So as I started off, I said to John, I don't think this is going to be a good use of your time or my time. I don't know how many people are going to show up. However, I think it's so important. Let's do it anyway. And so we've made it available for people. And now I hope, especially after watching this vlog, hopefully I've given a good, convincing argument to why you want to see Asaf Morris on September 9th and John McDonald on September 10th. And depending where you are, like if you're in Australia, I think it's September 11th for you guys. Go to the website and look at it. It's usually it is set in California, Vancouver, Canada time zone. So you got to put that as a source, and then you can convert it to your own time.
Yeah, but it's funny you say that about the evidence-based project. The one of the previous vlogs that we have that we had out was the one with Dr. Gil Barzilai, and at one point I remember actually editing that, and at one point I made it clear that he actually said every acupuncturist should have that study in their clinic. That's how important that study is for us. And as you said, it's available online. I'll leave the link down here so everyone can go and check it out. But that was Dr. Gil Barzilai saying that should be something that every single clinician should have in their clinic. So,
I mean, I agree. I have a very busy practice. I tend to know the research. When I meet with the fertility clinics, that's my focus. I'm able to bring up the research in a way that is comfortable for them, and we can have an educated conversation. And Gil, as you mentioned, he's also another brilliant mind out of Tel Aviv, part of that ICCM group as well, that Congress. I think we have something on by him on Medagogy and on
Oh,
Sandro. So
God,
he
yeah.
has stuff on how to read research. So you'll see we're going to put more of that out there. It was kind of like a couple of years ago, Sandro, when I wrote my book, Missing the Point, the business book for practitioners. I didn't think anybody would gravitate to it because historically, when I would go to conferences, if there was a concurrent lecture, one on practice success and the other one was on treating knee pain, there's 100 people there. Earlier in the day, this is a true story. At a conference during the like lunch and learn, it was an AGM for one of the associations, and they were complaining how members are having difficulty affording their membership and keeping up with the membership, and the members are complaining that they're not busy enough. And I shared that, like it or not, we're in business and we need to be good at practicing the skill and the yin yang aspect of it. We have to be good entrepreneurs, medical entrepreneurs. And therefore we need to have integrity and be good at business and good at skills. We got to be in balance. That was my spiel, so they said, how are we going to get busier? I said, you're going to have to learn to run a practice as a business. And later that afternoon, right after that, there was a talk on business, not by me. And there was another talk. I say that because I wasn't trying to promote a talk by myself. I was promoting to go to this talk. And another talk on knee pain. There was 100 people at this conference, and 85 went to knee pain and 15 went to business. And when I looked in the business talk, because that's the one I went to, majority of the people in that room were successful already. So it's kind of like, I know it's not always what you want is what you need. And so, and I think in our profession, we need to look into the business side. And I'm talking running your practice skillfully with integrity. So it's about running your practice so you can keep your doors open so you can treat as many people as possible, as in help as many people as possible. And then when it comes to science, it's kind of my new thing. I'm still working on practice management for people, but the other new thing is we got to understand the science. Why? It's the church. Like it or not, my old saying was, like it or not, you're in business. Like it or not, studies are the church. And if it's written in a journal, then it has some validity to people. And if it isn't, it doesn't mean anything. Even if you've done the miracle on your treatment, I know you guys have done this where you've treated people and you've fixed them where they might have, had this for years. And some of these patients still don't tell other friends or refer people to you, even though you did a miracle cure, right? Probably because it's not written down that it actually works, even though they've experienced it. I don't know why. It's just an observation I have. So you got to know the science, the evidence behind it. And you still know your Chinese medicine, but it's nice to know what the best research available is for what you're treating, because patients do gain the confidence and it gives you credibility when you're able to quote that.
Yeah. And it's something that came up a couple of years ago when, Siobhan and I were talking about when there was a decision about doing the master's degree or not. And it was like, maybe yes, no, and it was like, yeah, let's go for it, because believe it or not, it's going to be important, and it's going to be something that sooner or later everyone's going to be wanting to do research and further research into acupuncture and Chinese medicine. So the decision was made there straight away. Let's just go for it and just do it anyway. And as you say, it is more and more, it's important even for us as clinicians to actually be able to read that research, because some of those papers are not easy to read either.
Agreed. So, and that's what I admire about you and Siobhan, your desire, your thirst for learning and the continued education. Successful people invest in themselves, whatever their specialty or their profession is. So it should be no different for us. But the successful ones are the ones that continue learning. I think a big part of it is, well, yes, you continue learning, you keep continuing your skills, but even if you're already at that highly skilled level, the continued learning keeps raising your confidence, right? And we talk about when we needle a patient, looking into the souls of their, the eyes, the souls, and there's this information that transfers to the patient. So you want to focus on your patient and not on your grocery list. If you've been studying, doing your master's, or reading research, or doing online continuing education, you're constantly learning. That's changing you on a cellular level, and that's going to raise your confidence. And without even spoken words, your patients are going to pick up on that. and that's going to help their healing. They call it placebo, but when the practitioner believes, not just the patient, but when the practitioner believes, that impacts the treatment as well. And so that's why I always admire what you're doing with your studying. I see you all the time at conferences. You just keep learning, and I do the same as well. I have to say, it started out because I was so insecure, right? Just never felt like I was good enough, like I'm a fraud. So I was overcompensating with learning. That's how Pro-D kind of came into existence. I really was overcompensating. And then I came to a place where I saw how this built my practice, gave me the success. And now, rather than coming from a place of severe insecurity, I realized that, hey, successful people constantly invest in themselves. I read a book about a week, one book a week on personal growth and development. And I run Pro-D, so I'm always in front of continuing education and going to conferences. And it's changed my confidence. And on a cellular level, it's changed me, and my patients pick up on it. And that's why there's people on my block that have been around as long or longer than me that are starving to death. And then I have a practice with 8 associates, and we have a wait list, right? What's the difference? Because I know patients can't tell the difference between a good and a poor acupuncture prescription. They never went to Chinese medicine school. They don't know where the needles go. The herbs all taste the same. They don't know what's really in there. So there's something else going on. Part of it's the confidence, but there's other things that are going on. And that's why I suggest you check out John McDonald's course on the Acupuncture Evidence Project and continually invest in yourself. I do this. And if you're not having a busy practice, then make sure you have your yin and yang in balance, the skill part and the practice management part. And we have a few courses on Pro-D seminars that I personally picked out that I think will raise your bar. And if you study them and implement them, they will help your practice grow tenfold.
That's why it's so important, those platforms, and that's why we're here talking about the Medigogy and Pro-D seminars for anyone, as I said, anyone around the world. If they can't be on the live webinar, they can watch the recording in their own convenience. And as you were saying, if they're not too busy in the clinic, that's the right time to catch up on studying and just, up yourself and just learn more. And you can do it in your own. All you need is a laptop and a good internet connection. You can do it anywhere. You can do it on your way. We know this from recordings from before. You can have it in MP3. Yeah, you can have it in MP3, and you can listen to them on your way to work or when you're jogging, or as you did before, even on your treadmill, and just keep listening and keep learning. So there's no excuse there. So again, thank you so much for having those platforms there. So speaking about the platforms, there are some big announcements. I know there's big announcements. One of them is the big, huge announcement of your birthday coming up. But I think that everybody knows about that one. So so everyone, I know that everyone's going to be posting the happy birthday wishes here. And I know that there's been loads of presents already and everything.
Are you going to post where they can send gifts?
Yeah, maybe. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I actually, with this program, I don't know where they're going to come up, but maybe we're going to share what your presents were. Maybe there's even more presents on the way. You don't know?
Oh, wow. Right. I received a mysterious package from Ireland from my friend and colleague Sandro, who, based on his vlogs, is a registered acupuncturist. It is my birthday coming up, so it could be a birthday present, or it could be something nasty that I don't want to. I'm a little nervous. Sandro likes to play practical jokes. Now, he did say there's 2 boxes, one that's going to make it to my house, and one that's coming to the clinic. So I believe there's some treats in here for the clinic as well. All right. Nothing alive in here. I need to do a little more cutting. Ooh, okay. You may want to come in closer to this and see what we got here. So, Guinness truffles. Very good Irish treat. Sandra brought these to the Integrated Fertility Symposium in 2017. And my kids found them and ate the whole box. It was quite a funny story. So we got some, oh wow, look at this. Luxury toffee Guinness. Sandro and Siobhan, wow. This is LB, so I think the chocolates are for my staff. They need it. He did say it was something for the staff, but we'll see. So I got a mug in here, it looks like. I think it's a mug. I don't know if we can put this on video. I can't show you what's inside on the video, but it's a very cute
it's a Portugal mug. Do I dare? No, I don't think I'm going to show this. He did say that when Jane Software app were in our office, he knew about they were here. We were texting each other, and he said, "Don't open in front of them." So I will. I'm going to keep this a mystery. You'll have to come to the Integrated Fertility Symposium, and I will have this here. If you want to see what's inside this cup, you'll have to attend. But very cool. Hint. This is a hint. All right. What else we got here? Ireland. This is for Oliver and my kids. We've got fidget spinners from Ireland. Green fidget spinners. Well done. Well done. Jocelyn. Ooh, looks like a beautiful scarf here. Shamrock design scarf. So thoughtful. A card. More stuff for Jocelyn. Ooh, AccuBalance staff. This is what you guys are waiting for, my staff. Shamrock chocolates. There's no money in here. Just kidding. And then a Guinness milk chocolate bar. Sandro and Siobhan, thank you very much. I'm so excited for you guys to come back to Vancouver for the Integrated Fertility Symposium and to see you at all the conferences. I love to go to all the conferences globally, and I know I always see you guys there. I love watching your vlogs. Thanks for always giving a shout out to AccuBalance, Pro-D, Healthy Seminars, and the Integrated Fertility Symposium. And I know my staff are going to be very happy for these treats, and my kids for the fidget spinners, Jocelyn for her scarf, and another little present for Jocelyn in here. So awesome. A card from me, which I'll open. The mug that if you want to see what's inside, you're going to have to come to visit me at AccuBalance or at the Integrated Fertility Symposium in Vancouver. And then I'm not sure if these are for my kids, for me, or my staff, because last time they did have a good time on them. My kids are minors, so just so you know, they found these and thought they were just regular chocolates. You're the best. Thank you guys very much. Safe travels when you come to Vancouver, and wishing you all a very happy birthday for me, I guess.
So apart from that big, apart from that big announcement, you know, and as I said, I hope that everyone just posts their happy birthday wishes for you here. Apart from that big announcement, there's also something going on with the website. So do you want to share what the what's going to happen from your end?
So in this fall, so I think it will officially be launched in October. We're on the finishing touches, but we're introducing a new.
Oh, baloney. The whole thing always gets back to drugs.